Yo, we back like we never left, but that's because we never left. So what's up, man? We back with another one. So this one is not really a story time. It's more like just me kicking it with y'all, and see if I could drop some jewels on the youngins and shit. Know what I mean? So you see the title, how I beat most of my cases, right? So like I said, this joint is more for the youngins. It's for everybody, but I really want the youngins to pay attention. First of all, I'd rather y'all youngins don't jump off the porch at all. But realistically speaking, I know y'all jumping off the porch because I did it too. Because for some reason, we gotta touch the fire before we actually believe that that shit'll burn you. You heard? It's fucked up, but that's how it is. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So boom. It's this joint called Miranda rights. I know we all done heard of them, but for some reason, we don't use them. You know what I'm saying? Like we take them as a joke. And these shits ain't no joke. These fucking Miranda rights are very powerful, bro. So before I keep on, I continue that, I'm gonna take it back a little bit first. So like in 1965, I think it was, in Phoenix, Arizona, it's this creep nigga named Eduardo Miranda, right? Some Mexican dude. I say he a creep because he got locked up for some rape shit. And we all know rapos is creeps, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not, I'm not like bigging this nigga up or nothing, but these are just facts, you know what I'm saying? So this Eduardo Miranda nigga got locked up for rape. So he got interrogated for hours, and they never told him that he had the right to remain silent. They never told him that he had the right to have a lawyer there while they questioned him. So eventually, so you can only imagine how filthy they was doing this guy, you know what I'm saying? So eventually they got him to false confess. He falsely confessed to the shit, right? So he go to court. Of course, he tried to tell his lawyer like, yo, they made me do it. But none of that shit worked, of course, because he wrote a long ass confession. So he blew trial and they gave him a bunch of time. So like 2 years go by and he appealed his sentencing. So he goes to the first court, they denied his shit. They was like, nah, you good. You know what I'm saying? You blew trial correctly or whatever. So he go up to the Supreme joint. The Supreme court judges look it over and they agree with this nigga. So they agree that his rights were violated because of what I told you about the lawyer, this and that. So they overturned his case. He ended up going back to trial. He blew trial anyway, because like I said, he was a creep. He was a rapo. But by this happening, this is what started the whole Miranda rights shit, where even today, if you get locked up, the police got to read you those rights before they ask you any questions. That's the Miranda rights. You feel me? So so with that being said, for some reason, especially us, where we come from, we just take them shits as a joke. You heard? So the first one says you have the right to remain silent, right? That shit is simple. Just you have the right to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? The second one says, if you decide not to shut the fuck up, anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You feel me? So they telling you before anything that if your monkey ass decides to talk to us, we're going to take your words. It says anything you say. We're going to take your words, we're going to twist them up, and we're going to use them against you in court. It doesn't say if we feel like it or some things that you say. It says anything you say will be used against you. You feel me? So after you hear that, why in the world would you ever talk to these faggots? You know what I'm saying? Or to these police? Sorry about the faggot shit, but why would you talk to these people, man? These people are creeps. These people are not your friends. As much as they want to act like they're your friends and fucking, you know, come on, buddy, listen, bro, you're not my buddy, son. You trying to bury me under the jail. How can we be friends? You know what I'm saying? Their job is to literally put you under the jail. So when they acting all nice and shit, why would you fall for that shit and talk to these dudes? You know what I'm saying? Always keep that shit in mind. Like, their job is to literally fry you. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, for some reason, we be thinking that we smarter than the average bear. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be like, you know, we'll be like, yo, I'm gonna talk my way out of this shit. No, you not. You gonna talk your way into a jail cell. You heard? Cause check this out. 9 times out of 10, when these dudes come to your house and grab you, or when they grab you off the street or whatever, and they like, yo, you being charged with this, we need to ask you some questions and shit. When they bring you into that interrogation room, 9 times out of 10, they don't have enough evidence to hold you or to charge you. That's why they want to ask you questions, because they know once they get you to talk, I'm not talking about snitching or nothing. I'm not talking about snitching. I'm just talking about opening your mouth and saying anything. Once they get you to do that, they got you. They're going to use the same words that you just said. They're going to flip it, and now they got enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, we think that we're going to outsmart these people. You're never going to outsmart these dudes. The only way you're going to outsmart them is by shutting the fuck up. That's it. That's the smartest thing you could do. I done it before when I got smarter, you know what I'm saying? And I spanked a few cases like this. That's why I'm telling y'all, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, another thing. What they do is they try to intimidate you to talk. You feel me? If you in there and you like, I ain't got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to say. Another police will come in with the suit on and shit, with this big ass folder, mad paperwork in it, right? That paperwork is nothing. But to the nigga sitting there locked up, that shit would scare the shit out of you. Cause all them papers, you gonna be like, God damn, these niggas is gonna bury me. Look at all that shit they got on me. Nah, most of that shit is just to scare you. You heard? They be bluffing. Trust me, they be bluffing. So of course, anybody that don't know no better, you see the DT come in, mad paperwork, face all serious. You thinking, damn, they know everything. They know everything. I might as well just start telling them, you know what I'm saying? Just telling them what really happened. No, they don't know shit. Most of the time they know nothing. And if you keep your mouth shut long enough, 9 times out of 10, you walking out that door. You heard? You walking out the front door, not the back door. You walking out that front door. Cause most of the time they got 48 hours to hold you. If they don't get enough evidence to charge you, they gotta let you go. But the shit is, we don't give them 48 hours. We give these niggas 15 minutes and start talking. You know, and now you just talked your way into jail because now they got enough. Now they got what they need. You gonna either slip up and place yourself at the scene, or you gonna say some shit you got no business saying. But trust me, if you decide to talk to them, you're going to jail. You heard? So your best bet is to say nothing. Say nothing. The most you gotta say to these dudes is, I want my lawyer. That's it. You hear me? And let your lawyer do the talking. If you don't believe me, when you get locked up, youngins, because y'all getting locked up. As if you jumped off the porch, the next step is getting locked up. You getting locked up. It's just how it is. It happened to me, and it happened to a whole bunch of us. You know, I'm not trying to shit on y'all or nothing. I'm just letting you know, if you did decide to jump off that porch, you about to go to jail soon. You know what I'm saying? It comes with it. So when you get locked up soon, and then tomorrow or in a few weeks or whatever, whenever it does happen, because it has to happen, it's part of the game, do what I'm telling you. Don't say shit. Tell them you want your lawyer. Don't let them scare you. Don't let them intimidate you because you young and they older than you. They in their 30s and 40s and 50s, and don't fall for none of that shit. You hear me? Just stay shut and watch how 9 times out of 10 you walking out that front door. And if you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? If they really do got you, then let them do their work. Let them do their job. You know what I'm saying? But don't make their shit easy for them is what I'm trying to tell you. You know? So a lot of us done fell for it. You know what I'm saying? And I fell for it until I smartened up. But I wish that I had somebody on this YouTube shit telling me what I'm telling y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? Because this way I wouldn't have to fall for it. And I could probably save my ass from doing all them years that I end up doing, you know what I'm saying, in my youth and shit. So so with that being said, I'm gonna give y'all some examples of what I'm talking about, right? So remember some videos back, my first felony, right? I was 16. They caught me for that observation cell. So in Yonkers, I don't know about now, but back then there was a detective's narcotics office in the same building as the courtroom on South Broadway. So they took me straight there. Instead of taking me to Alexander Street, they took me there first. So in their office, it's like probably 6 or 7 tables where they sit, and there's a cage right in their offices. There's a cage where they put the niggas that they lock up. So they throw me in that cage, and I'm just watching these bozos and shit, right? So the police dude that was closest to the cage, he started kicking it with me, right? So he's acting like he's just kicking it like it ain't no official investigation. It's just some regular talk, you know what I'm saying? He's just kicking it with me like a friend. Like I told you, these niggas ain't your friends. So he's acting like he cool, like he a friend. He's the one that's doing my property. He's counting on my money and putting my phone and all that in my bags, shit, right? It's a property bag. So he's preparing the property bag for me, and he's counting my money. So he look at me and say something like, "Damn, you had a good day today," talking about the money and shit, right? So, and he laughing. So I start laughing, and I'm like, it was all right, you know what I'm saying? It was something light. So he like, "Oh yeah, man." He said something like, "Yeah, I bet you on the first of the month, man, I bet you make a killing." So I'm like, "Oh man, you have no idea, bro. This shit be biting." I'm just supposedly just kicking it with this dude, right? I go to court the next day. The DA is flipping through some paperwork and shit. So the DA look up at the judge and tell the judge, "Well, Your Honor, this client right here admitted to the arresting officers that he makes a killing, and that on the first of the month he be making all his money, and that this and this and that." Bro, they used, like I said, they used everything I said against me. You heard? So this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. For your own good, just don't say shit to these dudes. Nothing at all. So on the other note, a couple years back, the D's came to my crib. I was staying in Brooklyn at this time. Kicked my shit down. This was the Warren squad. They kicked my door down. Like 6 of these dudes, you know how they come, with the vest, the guns out, locked me up. They not saying nothing. They ain't telling me why I'm locked up or nothing. They lock me up. They bring me all the way back to the Bronx. So they take me to, I forget what precinct it was, but they bring me to the precinct, and some detectives, they transfer me over to the detectives, because that was only the Warren squad. So all they do is grab you and bring you wherever you got to go. So I'm like, I'm already knowing, don't say shit to these dudes. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared to death though, because I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I'm not going to tell too much of this story, because this is a good story, and I'm about to hit y'all with it soon. But long story short, the D's they did the whole shit with the folder, all the bullshit. First, they kept me there for an hour, right in the office, without saying shit to me. That's so you could get in your head, you know what I'm saying? So you could get in your own head. So they started accusing me of some crazy shit, some wild shit. I'm not gonna tell y'all what it is now, because I'm gonna save it for the next joint. But it was wild. It was like 6 felonies, like 4 misdemeanors. It was wild, right? So he telling me he got all this evidence, all this bullshit. I'll tell y'all everything, and like I said, in the next one. But I'm knowing the games they play. So I stay shut for a very long time. They try for a very long time. Long story short, I end up spanking all them felonies. You heard? But like I said, I'm gonna break all that shit down in one of these next videos. But there you go. You know what I'm saying? There goes a difference between when you think you're smarter than them and when you actually are smarter than them. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up for now. I just want to hit y'all with something, like always. And until the next one, I love y'all, man. One.